Good morning students. Today we will do the female reproductive system. The female reproductive system consists of mainly four parts. The first part is ovary, fallopian tube, uterus and vagina. Now we will discuss each part in the detail. Student, this female reproductive system is very important from the point of view of the board examination, and each part is important and you should know the function of each part of the female reproductive system. Now in the female reproductive systems, the female reproductive system consists of two ovary. The ovary is nearly spherical in shape, and these ovary produce one egg every month. So the function of the ovary is to produce one egg every month. Okay, and one more function is there, that the ovary produce a female hormone, and the name of that hormone is progesterone or estrogen. These hormones help in the sexual change in the females. So the ovary has two functions. The first function is the production of one egg every month, and the second role is the production of the female hormone. Now whenever an ovary produces one egg in a month, the egg is transferred to the fallopian tube. So the second important part of the female reproductive system is fallopian tube. Now the important function of the fallopian tube is that it is a site of fertilization. That means it is an area where the egg and the sperm fuse together. Okay, so it is a site of fertilization, and the second important function is that the fallopian tube help the egg from the ovary to transfer from the ovary to the uterus. Now every month ovary produces an egg, and that egg is transferred to the fallopian tube. Now if the fertilization occurs, the egg fuse with the sperm. If fertilization does not occur, it moves to the uterus. Now the next important part is uterus. Now when the fertilization takes place, after the fertilization of egg and the sperm, there is a formation of a zygote, and that zygote is passed on to this uterus, and in the uterus, when they fuse together and come here, the wall of the uterus becomes spongy and the development of a baby take place in the uterus. But what happens if the egg is not fertilized? If the egg is fertilized, it will form an embryo, and the embryo is placed in the uterus, and in the uterus the further baby development, that means the 9 months of the period in which the development of a baby take place, the development of the baby take place in the uterus. But what happens if this egg is not fertilized? As we know that the ovary produce one egg every month, it goes to the fallopian tube, and here it is a site of fertilization where fertilization takes place. But if the fertilization does not take place, the eggs come to the uterus, and the uterus lining breaks down, and when it breaks down, it releases the blood, and these blood release from the vagina, and this cycles take place every month, and the cycle is known as menstruation cycle. The next part is vagina. Now what is the function of the vagina? Vagina is a muscular tube which is approximately 7 to 10 centimeters. Now this vagina is also known as a birth canal. That means the development of a baby takes place in the uterus. After the 9 months of period, the babies come out from the vagina. That is why it is known as a birth canal. So this is the female reproductive system, and these are the main parts in the female reproductive. So now we will discuss the male reproductive system. The male reproductive system consists of some important parts like seminal vesicle, prostate gland, penis, ureter, testes, scrotum, vas deferens and ureter. Now, in the male reproductive system, ureter is the part, tube-like structure which transfer the urine from the kidney to the male reproductive part. Through ureter, the urine goes to the urethra and it is stored here till the urine is removed from the body. Now this part is scrotum. Now scrotum is present outside the abdominal cavity. Now here the question arises, why scrotum is present outside the abdominal cavity? So this is because scrotum contains testes, and the testis is the part where the male gamete, that is sperm formation, take place. So testis is the place where sperm formation take place, and it also releases a hormone, that is the male hormone, which is known as the testosterone, which is responsible for the sexual change in the males. So the function of testes are what? The two functions are there. First is the formation of male gamete, that is sperm, and the second function is the release of the male hormone, that is the testosterone, which is responsible for the sexual change in the male. Now the testis is present in the scrotum, and the scrotum lies outside the abdominal cavity. Now our question is that why scrotum is present outside the abdominal cavity? Now the reason is that the testis forms the male gamete, that is the sperm, and the formation of the sperm required the lower temperature than the normal body temperature, and we all know that our normal body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius, and the formation of sperm required 2 to 3 degrees Celsius less temperature from the normal body temperature. That is why scrotum lies outside the abdominal cavity. Now this is clear to you. Now what is the function of vas deferens? Now the function of the vas deferens is that when the testes form the sperm, the vas deferens carry that sperm from this, and it carries the sperms to the penis. Okay, now two glands are, one is prostate gland and one is the seminal vesicle. Both have an important role. What is that role? They release a mucus which help in the movement of the sperm, and it also gives the nutrition to the sperm. So the function of the seminal vesicle and the prostate gland is that they provide the mucus to the sperm so that it becomes motile and move easily. Okay, now next is the penis. The penis play an important role, and it removes the urine as well as the sperm. It is a common opening for both the urine as well as sperm, which is released from the male reproductive system.